Hi, it's Ryan Anderson with Your Real Estate Matters at Fuller Sotheby's International Realty. I'm here with Emily and Christina, who just bought a house in Highlands Ranch, Colorado, and they were going to share a little testimonial about what their experience was like before in San Francisco and in Boston, and what their experience was with me here in Denver. So here's Emily and Christina.
Hello. Okay, so our experience was a little bit different from the different places that we stayed at. We talked about buying a house previous to this in a city of San Francisco, and then also trying to get a place in Boston, Massachusetts as well. And for San Francisco, I remember when we hired a realtor, we went through a friend of mine who had a realtor friend, and we talked with him for maybe about an hour on the phone about what exactly we wanted in terms of kitchen, garage, updates, things that we could do on our own. And he said, and after the phone call, it was really, we felt that we had gotten everything across that we needed to. And then afterwards, maybe about a day or two afterwards, he gave us a call and said that he found a few properties that we'd be interested in. We took the weekend and drove on our own to these 3 properties that he had suggested.
And he emailed
us the addresses. So we went out one weekend and looked at the houses, and they were just not at all what we were looking for. I mean, super tiny kitchens, 1-car garages or no garage at all, and then street parking, which was unauthorized at specific hours of the day, and just absolutely nothing what we were experiencing. You want to talk about Boston?
Oh, and I was also going to say, basically, he just told us of the open houses that we could have found independently, so we really felt there was no need to have any interaction with him at all. And he gave us little feedback after that Sunday we spent looking at open houses, and we didn't hear from him for a while. It's until we emailed him back and said, do you have anything else? It's like really pushing him. And in Boston, it was didn't spend a lot of time working with anyone there, but it was very difficult finding someone, going through the newspapers, online, and you don't feel like you're important. You feel like it's no one calls you back, basically, looking in Boston, and their excuses, it's a busy time of year, and so they make it easy. So I just rented, and I looked into renting then. But the difference was, I didn't think there'd be a difference. I mean, after San Francisco and after looking in Boston briefly.
We kind of thought we knew what to expect when we came to Colorado. We had a little bit of a unique situation where I was living here permanently, and then Chris was still living in San Francisco, so we were kind of in that in-between. And Ryan was able to talk to both of us, figure out what we want in terms of housing, in terms of what we want for space, what we want to do with that space, etc. And he would actually wait until Chris could come into town or fly into town, and he was able to pick us up at any location to drive us to these specific places. And not only that, he printed out pamphlets for each house that we were looking at that had pictures, stats of the house, exactly when it was built, how many square feet, how much it was, and also was able to provide us tips as we walked through the house, such as, is this foundation good or not? And this was really important to us because this is our first home buying experience, and some of these things I'd never even heard of ever being an issue. So it was really helpful to have Ryan there to kind of guide us through the way of getting through our first home buying experience.
And he did ask questions. He asked, do you like this? And I felt like he was mentally taking notes of, for those houses we saw about 4 to 5 houses that day, and then it was the end of the day, and I felt like he was mentally taking notes so he could formulate another list if he needed to. So
yeah,
and he did, and really, and then a couple weeks later we got a note card thanking us for our time, and that was a little thing, and it was just great. I mean, being thanked. I mean, even though we didn't purchase a house at that point, and then also during that time he's driving us around, I felt like he's really catering to us, and it's Colorado, but it gets dry, and we don't really know that because we're from out of town, and he's giving us water, giving us granola bars, so we could make it through the rest of the day. So, and then also he's giving us tips about the surrounding areas and the communities as we're driving house to house. And
he brought us to the rec center too.
Yep.
And told us what the rec centers do and how active the communities were and where were the better areas to stay in. And because Chris and I are working on opposite sides of the city, what parts of the city would be good to live in and which areas to focus on in terms of being closer to the highway or freeways.
Awesome. There you have it. So if you guys are looking to buy or sell a property and you need some help, please give me a call or go to our website at ryanandersonhomefinder.com. And I hope when you do call that it is the best call of your day. Have a great day. Bye-bye.